Hello, Panther fans. Being joined by women's basketball head coach Kyle Rechlicz. My name is Matt Menzel. Our season preview for the 2024-25 campaign. And before you know it, tip-off will be here at St. Thomas. But I guess your thoughts right now on training camp, what you're seeing from the team here as we get ready for that season opener.
Yeah, it's been really fun, watching this team grow as a unit. And, I always try to, compare from one season to the next, like where are we at from a practice standpoint, what have we gotten accomplished. And this team is farther ahead. Like we're really moving at a very good pace. I would say that, 9 out of 10 practices are probably like stellar practices. And then you've got that one that's, maybe not as good. And it's not that they're not competing or playing hard within that practice. It's maybe just the details aren't as great. But this team comes in every day ready to practice, ready to play. And we're really cruising along with what we need to get accomplished before that first game.
Do you have a thought right now on what the identity of this team may be? Obviously, in years past, it's been all about defense.
Yeah, I really think it's going to be competitiveness and toughness. Like, it's going to be a big thing. I think we're going to be like, walling people up and taking charges and, doing a lot of those like fun little things that gets the team excited, but also gets the fans excited to watch the games. Our pace is going to be a lot faster than it has been in the past. We're really moving the ball up the court, and we're playing with a lot more freedom. It's very different. It's not as structured. Obviously, we still have some structure when we need to get something or if things are breaking down, but they're really kind of like understanding how to play with each other, and it's making it harder to scout and much more fun to watch.
Let me ask you about that pace. Has that been an adjustment for some players, or is everybody kind of up to speed?
I think everybody's up to speed. I think our players came in with a readiness to them this year. They prepared over the summer. You could tell that people put their workouts in and, got stronger, a little bit faster, a little bit quicker off the agility side of things, but put the conditioning side in. So we're really moving at a really strong pace up and down the court. On
paper, a lot of size on the inside for the Panthers. How's that battle developing on the inside? Are you seeing some great battles in practice?
Yeah, very much so. It's nice to have, Anna Lutz and Jory Buwalda with some experience. That's a really big thing is that they come in and they know what they're doing, they know how to play, and they've really been helping, like Izzy Pugh and Peyton Rechlicz kind of just like move forward within that position. They're very encouraging to those two, but they also get very competitive with them. You can kind of see those like moments where it's kind of like turning a little bit and you're like, oh, this is good. This is going to get really good. So it's very competitive within the spot, but it's nice to have the experience of those two post players.
We talk about the experience. What do you expect, or what are the expectations for those players that are back that were here maybe last year, the year before? A player like an Anna Lutz, a Jada Donaldson, some of the more veteran players on this roster.
Yeah, it's just nice to see those, that core group kind of like working together, and they played so many minutes together last year that it's almost like seamless when they kind of start stepping on the court together and they start playing. It's like they know where each other are going to be. Cammie is really taken some big steps within her game in terms of like coming to balance stops and finding open players. And now I think having played with that core group so much, it's like she knows where they're going to be. She knows that somebody's going to be in the corner. She knows like JT's probably going to fill cut, down the lane. And so it's helping improve some of that aspect too and lessening our turnovers.
How are the newcomers, besides the freshmen, a couple of transfers, red shirts, how are they fitting in?
Talent. I mean, they are talented. We had one scrimmage where we kind of put the bench against kind of who we predict as the starters, and it's they're young, and you just never know what to expect out of that. And they competed. I mean, it went down to the wire in the scrimmage, and I think the upperclassmen, some of the older players, kind of took that one a little bit personal because they came the next day and really put it to them the next day. But it was good to see that talented group build confidence and kind of like step up within their game. They're extremely competitive, and I think our depth is going to be way more this year than it has been in the past.
So I was going to ask you about this. So that's developing. So this could be a much deeper team from years past.
Yeah, it will be a deeper team. I'm not sure how many minutes the depth is going to get, but I think the thing that helps with having a deeper team and a deeper roster is that if you do have an injury, you're confident with going to that next player, and that's what we're seeing as a coaching staff. That's what we're talking about in the offices. Is just it's nice to see some of those players, and we're not even talking about all of them being young. I think Justina Hernandez has taken a huge step within her game this year and is putting herself in a position where she's being talked about for minutes. And that's really exciting when you have players that have kind of developed themselves through the program and are now taking those big steps.
To wrap it up, and I know you and I have talked about this in the past, but when you look at your non-conference schedule, often you build it based on your team, what you predict is going to happen, and getting ready, obviously, for Horizon League play. So take us through the non-conference schedule this year and how you went about building this non-conference slate.
Yeah, we wanted to challenge this group. We knew that we were going to have some veteran players back, especially within our guard positions. Having Cammie and Jada is just, I don't know what we're going to do when we don't have the Cammie Jada combination, I don't even want to think about that. I've got an entire year where I don't have to, but they're just, they really are great leaders. They're players that just really hold our team accountable, and they're really respected very much by their teammates. And so, it's having them and knowing that we had our core post players coming back, I knew we wanted to be a little bit more challenged. And we obviously set goals, as a team, and that's to win each day and to put ourselves in a great position to be ready to fight for the next opponent. But you also want to take that standard and kind of exceed where you were at the previous year. So finishing one game out of fourth and 2 games out of third last year, we want to fight. We want to put ourselves in a position where we're being talked about consistently, and you got to start with the non-con to do that. So we challenged ourselves. We're playing some really tough mid-majors, some mid-major teams that have gotten better. St. Thomas is returning their top 3 scorers, from last year, and then they've added a couple transfers. That's how we're going to kick off the season. And then we've got a couple Big East opponents where, with Butler and Marquette, we're playing, Wisconsin in the Big Ten, got Kansas State on the roster. It's going to be a challenge, but I think our team is ready to step up for it, and I believe wholeheartedly that we're going to compete.
Can't wait. Coach, as always, thanks a lot for your time. All the best. And again, season starts November 4th, home opener, November 6th.